What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Friday to you guys. Today, guys, I'm going to be giving you my review of the EBL 2400 power station. Now, before I get into my review, I want to put a disclaimer out there that I did contact the company and I told them that I am not a technical person and that my review is going to be very basic and easy to understand. And they were okay with that. Their primary goal for me is to show different items that can be used with the EBL 2400 and how many watts and how long would you be able to use those different items. And that is my intention for today's review. Now, the first thing that I tested with the EBL 2400 was my refrigerator. I wanted to see how many days would I be able to use the EBL 2400 with just my refrigerator. Now, just my refrigerator is probably going to be a rare occasion that, I use the power station for an extended period of time with just a refrigerator plugged into the EBL 2400. But I was curious to know how many days I could possibly get out of it. And here are my results. Okay guys, today is Saturday, January the 18th. It's around 11:30 in the morning. Today is day one that I'm going to start testing this EBL 2400 power station out. The first test I want to do, I want to see how many days can I run just my refrigerator with this EBL 2400 power station. As you guys can see, I have my refrigerator plugged into the DC output. It is at 99%. It was at 100% when I first came out to the truck camper. It's estimating about 52 to 53 hours of use. I would assume that's before it reaches 0%. Now, I don't intend on letting this go down to 0. My intent is to monitor it and do another review or check on it at 20%, I should say, at 20%. Now, I set my refrigerator at 40 degrees. It is now at 42. That's because I just now turned it on when I started this test. I have a little bit of food in my refrigerator. I plan on going in another day or two and restocking that up so that I can get a really good accurate of how well this refrigerator works with this EBL. All right, guys, that's it for the first part. I'll see you guys in a few days and give you an update on how many days am I able to use just my refrigerator with this EBL 2400. Okay, guys, we are on day two. It is 2:30 in the afternoon, and 1 day and 3 hours have passed by. And as you can see, we are on 83%. And only one of the bars disappeared from the circle. The refrigerator is still set at 40. It's now holding at its temperature at 40 what I set it on. So that's pretty good. It's not on right. Okay, it just now kicked in and the refrigerator is using 48 to 50. Okay, it's going down. Let's see what it settles about. Okay, I'm gonna say around, the refrigerator is using about, it's still going down. Alrighty. Alright, it looks like it's settled at 34. The refrigerator is using about 34 watts when it kicks in. Once that reaches back to its 40-degree set temperature, it will shut off again. Okay, now we're down to 32, which is even better. It's estimating about 41 hours of use. So not bad, not bad. All right, guys, that's day number 2 update. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3 update. Okay, guys, it is Monday, January the 20th. It's 11:30 in the morning, and the refrigerator now has been plugged into the EBL for 2 full days. It is now reading 73%. Estimated 99 hours of use. Now keep in mind that my refrigerator is set at 40 degrees. We are in cooler temperatures, so the refrigerator isn't coming on as much as it would if it was warmer temperatures. But because I'm conducting this test right now at this time of the year, this is what it is. But 73% after just 2 full days, I think this is doing really well so far. Okay, that is the update for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, for another update. Now, my hope is that this refrigerator can be plugged into the EBL for at least 4 full days. And so far, we're doing pretty good at 73% with just 2 full days. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, today is Tuesday, January the 21st. It's about noon. I'm about a half an hour late for doing this update. But as you guys can see, it is at 67%. And the refrigerator is on right now and it's using 27 watts of power. It's saying that it's about 40 hours, 38 to 48 hours of use if the refrigerator was to continue to stay on, but it doesn't. Now this is the 3rd full day of the refrigerator being plugged into the EBL 2400. So 3 full days and we're at 67%. I think it's doing really well at this point to have 3 full days. I'm going to take a guess and say that with just the refrigerator running and the temperatures that we have outside, that I'm going to get about at least 6 days of use. All right, guys, that's today's update, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next update. All right, guys, it is Wednesday, January the 22nd. It's about 11:30 in the morning. Today marks the 4th full day that the refrigerator was plugged into the EBL 2400. However, when I came out to check, this was happening. It was off, and my refrigerator was off as well. So I don't know what happened. I know that sometimes if the weather gets too cold or vice versa, too warm, that these power stations can sometimes shut down. But it really wasn't that cold outside last night, so I don't know why this system shut down. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on. And turn the refrigerator back on. So it's saying that it's reading 62%, which meant that this shut down pretty early because the last reading was at 63%. So again, I don't know what happened and why it did that, but I'm about to move on to the next test with the EBL because tomorrow I am leaving and going to Georgia, and I want to do the heating test where I use my heater because it's going to be much colder in Georgia. So once again, I don't know what happened or why the system shut down. It really was not that cold outside last night, but I will continue on. Now, I will assume this, that if had it not turned off, it would have gone to probably, I would say, somewhere in the 50 range, maybe 50, I'm going to say 53, because it was using just 10 watts of power each day. So, wow, I'm a little baffled. But I'm going to keep it going now and see what happens. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the refrigerator test here and give you guys my best guess at, had this not happened, how many days I would have actually gotten from the refrigerator being plugged in. And my guess is 8 days, because this would have been the 4th full day, and I'm pretty sure it would have been like at least 50% and higher. So I could have gotten maybe 4 more days out of it. So I'm going to take this into the trailer. I'm going to recharge it at 100% because once again, I am leaving to go to Georgia tomorrow, and I want to start my heating test with my heater inside the truck camper. Okay, before that little interruption, I was able to go 4 days with the EBL running just my refrigerator. Now, I had 63% left on the EBL, which I would take a guess and say that I would be able to get at least 7 days off the EBL 2400 if I was just running my refrigerator. All right, so let's get into some of these items that I have here, and so I can give you guys an idea of how many watts and how long I would be able to use these items. Now, most of you, when you go pick up electronics like a blender, a hair dryer, you don't think of the watts. You don't turn and look at the back of the box and see how many watts it takes to use, because you take these items home and you use them in your house or your apartment, and you use the electric that you have there. So that is not a concern of yours. But when you live the lifestyle, the van lifestyle, or this lifestyle that I live, that is something that you have to be always aware of and conscious of. So the lower your watts are, let's say you go and you get a hair dryer and you look on the back of it, and it takes 1200 watts to use. That means that the EBL 2400 watts, now this is a 2400 watt unit, which means that it can run anything that is 2400 watts and below. Of course, if you put something in here that is 2400 watts, you're not going to get a lot of time out of this. So the lower your watts are for any type of electrical item, the more time and more use you're going to get from your power station. So let's start with my tea kettle here. I have some water in here. Oh, before I get into all of that, I was jumping ahead of myself. Let's talk a little bit about these features on the front of the EBL. Now, for me, I'm only going to be using 3 of the features on this EBL the most. And those are the 3 that I'm going to just mention right now. This EBL has 4 AC sockets, or what I would just call wall sockets, because that's what they look like to me. They look like the wall sockets that are in a home or on a wall. So it has 4 of these wall sockets right here. And that is great because you can plug in 4 different items, whether it's your hair dryer or your kettle, your tea kettle, all at the same time. Then also here it has 2 USB ports that I would be able to use, and I can use these to charge my cell phone, charge my laptop up with. And then it has 2 other little USBs, and I'm not familiar with those, so I'm not even going to go there. And here it has a standard cigarette lighter. Now, I personally would like to see a company come out with a power station that has more than 1 cigarette lighter, because there's always more than one need for it. Yes, you can get a cigarette lighter, a dual adapter, and put in, which I will show you guys inside of the truck camper when we get to that point. But I would love to have a company that do a dual cigarette lighter. So those are the 3 things that I basically will be using the most with this EBL 2400. And here you have where your solar panels are plugged in and to charge up the unit. It also has a light. I've never had the need to use a light before. I honestly don't even know where the light is. I think it's a strip in the back. Yes, it's a light strip in the back. And also in the back of the EBL is where you will do your plug-in if you're charging your unit with a wall socket, or you're at a campground and you are able to plug in there to charge your unit with. Okay, so let's get started with seeing how some of these items work with the EBL 2400. All right, I'm going to first plug in my tea kettle here. But first I have to plug in the power. Now the EBL is at 100%. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you guys closer and hopefully you'll be able to see. And y'all don't need to see me in the frame. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. The EBL is currently at 100%, which is great because it will give us an accurate reading of the item that we have plugged in. So right now the tea kettle is showing that it's using 445 watts and that I would be able to use it for 4 hours if I was to keep this on for 4 hours. Now, typically, this tea kettle takes about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes to boil the water and heat up the water inside. So it's nowhere near an hour, which is how everything is calculated by the hours. So this shouldn't even budge the 100% to heat up this water. Now, I'm not going to let this go ahead and do its thing because I don't want to run down the percentage, because I want to put everything on here and I want it to be as close to 100% as possible. But you get the idea, and I told you how long it's going to take for this water. It's already hot. It's already warm, you can tell. So in about 2 more minutes, this kettle and the water inside is going to be very hot. And I use this for some tea. I use it for oatmeal. It's very, very convenient to have and take little power, little time to do multiple things with this tea kettle. All right. I do feel the heat. I do feel the heat, but it's still, I can touch it. So if you have something that is hooked into the EBL, that's plugged into the EBL, and it takes in between 445, 450, and it's at 100%, you know that you'll be able to get at least 4 hours of use. Of course, you're not going to use this 4 hours straight. You're only going to use it for the couple minutes that it takes you to heat the water up. Okay, so let's move on to our next item. I'm going to move this out the way. Now, I just now bought this dehumidifier, so I'm not sure what the watts is to use this dehumidifier. This is becoming very important to me to have now that I bought it, especially in my travels in a small space like my truck camper. I am going to need something to help me with condensation and moisture and all of those good things. So let's plug this dehumidifier in. Let me make sure that it's on. Okay, it is on. Okay, it is on. This dehumidifier, wowzer, it only takes 41 watts of power. Wowza. And it's saying that it can be used 35 hours. 35 hours of power of use. I hope that you guys can see these numbers here. But yes, the dehumidifier takes 40. Okay, it's fluctuating between 39 and 41 watts. And 36 hours of use. Now this dehumidifier is something that I'm going to be running all day long. All day long when I'm at a campground or whatever, or in my travels, especially on a road trip, especially when I am going to be in Baltimore and hanging out on a parking ride where I don't have any access whatsoever to any kind of electric. You know, I'm not going to carry my dehumidifier or this into the library and charge it up. So this is really good, 38 to 41 watts. I should be able to run that all day long with this EBL 2400 power station. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to show you guys how many watts and how many hours of use I can get with the EBL 2400 is my induction cooktop. This is my chosen method of cooking when I'm out on the road with my truck camper. I chose not to have butane or propane cans or tanks or any of those things. This is something that when I am at a place that I can use electric, I can use their electric. But when I'm on long road trips and everything, this is my chosen method of cooking. So let's plug in the induction cooktop. Turn it on. Menu. Okay, right now I have it on the highest temperature, which is 5.0. It's from zero point 0.5 to 5. Oh, look at my knuckles. 0.5 to 5.0. So this is the highest setting that will heat up whatever in this pot quicker. And I usually put it down like maybe 2.0 when I want to just kind of simmer some food. But let's talk about the watts. Right now, this is using 787 watts, 84 watts, and I can get 2 hours of cook time with this at 98%. The EBL now is at 98%. And at 98%, with 783 watts that it takes to operate my induction cooktop, I can get 2 hours of use from it. Now, naturally, I'm not going to be cooking 2 hours in a row nonstop with the induction cooktop on. I found that in the past when I used my induction cooktop, I cook for about no longer than 10 minutes. It doesn't take very long to boil water if I'm making spaghetti or any of that stuff. So 2 hours of time. All right. So let's turn that off. And that was hot already. All right, so that's the induction cooktop right there. Something that I definitely will have with me and use throughout my travels. All right, something else that I like to take with me when I'm traveling is my rice cooker. You guys have seen this many times. Is my rice cooker. Now this is something that I will need at least, like my curry chicken, I will need at least 2 hours of cook time. So let's see what that will give me. Okay. I'm gonna put this on slow cook right now. Hey, there's Billy. All right. It's not showing anything. This is not showing any watts. I wonder why. this is not using any watts.
How's it going?
Good. I'll catch up with you in a minute. It's not showing any watts. Okay. All right, guys. The next thing that is very important to me to have with my travels is this small portable heater. Now, I have been in some chilly nights and I've been in some cold days, especially recently when I went to Texas on that Texas road trip. So it is important to have some type of heating system with me. Now, this heating system, unfortunately, when it comes to heating systems, you're not going to find one that has like really, really low wattage that's going to give you a really good result. So, but this one here does really, really well. So let me plug this in and show you guys how many watts this uses and how many hours of use I can get at 97%. All right. Okay, this is very strange. Okay, this is very strange because this is on and it's not even using any watts. There we go. Now the fan kicked in and everything is working now. I feel the heat and we are using 1632 worth of watts. 1000, well, it's fluctuating between 1500, now it's down to 1400. I'm really feeling the heat right now. Okay, it's settling down. I'm gonna put it on low and see how it takes. It's on high now. So let's put that on low. Okay, on low, this used about 600 watts. And at 96%, I would be able to get 3 hours of use with the EBL 2400. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me, I don't know if you guys can see those numbers or not, but okay, it's up at 659 now. And still 2 hours of use at 96%. So when it comes to a heater, that's not a lot of time. When it comes to a heater, that's not a lot of time. You know, that's enough time for you to like get out of bed, turn it on for about 10 minutes to take the chill off, and then that's it. And I find that with heaters, it's very difficult to find one that, again, that you're going to get low watts and be able to use it for 4 or 5 hours or so. Alrighty. Okay, the next thing that is very important for me to have in my travels is a microwave, because I can use this microwave for so many different things. My Jamaican patties, and I can heat up some leftover food, and I love having a microwave. Now, I bought this smaller microwave than I have in my trailer. So let's see how many watts this microwave takes. Alrighty. Okay, I just put any random time on there, but it is taking, I don't know if you can see this once again, but it's using 1,175 watts, and it's saying that at 90% on the EBL 2400, I can get 83 minutes off of this. 83 minutes off of here. Now, a microwave is not used to cooking. I mean, even if you pop it some popcorn, it's only going to be for 2-3 minutes. So this is more than enough time to use this microwave and heat up your food and, heat up your food or heat up the Jamaican patties that I love. So that's pretty good. 84 minutes, you know. Now, one of the other things that I like to use, and I hope that it works, is this rice cooker slash slow cooker. I'm going to put something in here so that it could know that something is in there. This is what I've used. You guys see me use this several times to make my slow cook my curry chicken. I also make a lot of my rice in here. So I like having this with me as well. It gives me a option of how to prepare my food. So let's see how many watts this would take. Now this would be something that if I'm making curry, I would need to use it for at least 2 hours. Now white rice probably takes about 20 minutes to fix in here, but definitely would need a few hours to fix my curry chicken. Okay, this is very strange because it's on and the white rice symbol is indicating that it's being cooked or starting to be cooked, but yet there is no output. This is very weird. But if this is true and the rice is actually starting to cook and I'm not using any output, I'll take that. I'll take that. But okay, there we go. It took a minute for it to kick in. It is taking 456 watts, and it's telling me that I can use this for 3 hours. And the EBL 2400 is at 95%. So you lost 5% off the EBL 2400 from 100% down to 95 with all me testing all these things out. But that's enough time for you to fix this meal and get it charged back up. Yes, indeed. So it's nice to know that I can cook my curry chicken with this. Now, I want to show you guys what the watts and everything is if more than one thing was plugged into here. The thing about these systems to me, these power stations, is I think they work really well when not that many items are plugged into it at the same time. So we're going to go over to the truck camper now, and I'm going to show you guys what the watts and how long would I be able to use my lights and my roof vent fan on my truck camper, because I'm going to definitely be needing the use of my roof vent fan coming up in the summertime. I'll probably be running that bad boy more than ever to help keep me comfortable inside of the truck camper during the summer months. So let's head on over to the truck camper. All right, guys, we're now at the back of my truck camper. I have my dual cigarette lighter, attachment plugged into the EBL 2400, and attached to that I have my roof vent and my lights connected into these. So let's see how much power it would take to run both my roof vent and have my lights on. Okay. As you can see, I have my, okay, I don't know if you can see or not, but I'll point you guys up that way. As you can see, I have my lights on, and you can hear the roof vent. I'll show you guys. I don't know if you can see that, but the roof hatch is up. Okay. And I can hear it. Now, to run both my lights and my roof vent is only 53 watts. And at 94%, the EBL is now at 94%, I would be able to get 20 hours off of the EBL 2400 right now at 94%. 20 hours. That's pretty good. Now I probably will never run this roof vent for 20 hours in a row. I will be afraid to do that because I think it's going to break. But the lights and everything, I definitely would have them on for a little bit, you know. But 51 watts, that's not bad at all. Now let's say it's at night, you know, or dinner time, and I'm getting a little hungry, or it's morning time and I want me some oatmeal in the mornings. I'm on the road, I'm parked at a Cracker Barrel. Okay, not a Cracker Barrel, because then I had to go in there and get some breakfast. So not a Cracker Barrel. I'm parked. Let's go with another scenario. Not a Cracker Barrel, but let's just say a road out or somewhere out on the street somewhere. And I want to fix me some oatmeal. I want my lights on. I got my roof vent on now. Ain't nothing stealth about my trailer, so I ain't even gonna say I'm stealth camping. But let's plug in my tea kettle. Turn that on. Now with my lights, my roof vent, and my tea kettle plugged in, it's 496 watts of use. And it's saying that I would have 3 hours of use at 94% on the EBL 2400. That's pretty good, because I don't need to boil water for, 23 hours to get my oatmeal, you know. So I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's close this down. Alrighty. Okay guys, the last thing that I want to go over very briefly is the solar panels to the EBL 2400. Now, they sent me two 100-watt solar panels. I just have one of them connected to the EBL right now, And I'm not getting the best sun right now, but I just wanted to hook one of the panels up and show you guys what it looks like. And the little bit of sun that I am getting right now is drawing the input 32 watts. So that's not a really good input, 32 watts on a 100-watt panel. I like to see, or would like to see, at least 80 plus watts. And I have not yet figured out whether you can connect and hook both solar panels up to the EBL at the same time. I apologize for that. I looked it up. I tried to figure it out and look at all the wires. I don't know if you can actually hook both of them up. I'm quite sure you can. In parallel is the term that I hear a lot when connecting more than one solar panel together, but I have not yet able to figure it out yet, so I apologize for that. But as I mentioned, this is what one of the panels connected to the EBL 2400 looks like. Okay guys, this concludes my review of the EBL 2400 power station and solar panels. I hope that you guys gained some type of information about the EBL 24 power station and the solar panels. I hope that you learned some of the practical items that you can use with the EBL 2400 power station, and how many watts and how many hours you can get out of certain items, electrical items that you can use. So my final thoughts on the EBL 2400 power station is this. I think the EBL 2400 power station would be a good choice if you do not have a high demand of electrical needs. If you are looking for a power station to run your refrigerator, keep your cell phone charged up, your laptops charged up, your lights, and maybe a small fan or two, the EBL 2400 would definitely be a good choice for you. But if you are looking for a power station that you have high electrical needs, a high demand of electrical needs, like a heater that I demonstrated, that I will only be able to get like 3 hours of use out of it, then I don't think the EBL 2400 will be any different than some of the other power stations that are out there on the market right now. So would I recommend the EBL 2400 power station? It depends on what your electrical needs are going to be. Like I said, just running a refrigerator, I could easily get 7 to 8 days out of the EBL 2400. And I probably can also throw in my roof vent fan and my lights for an extended period of time as well, along with the refrigerator. So again, it depends on your electrical needs, your demand for your electrical needs. As far as the solar panels are concerned, I wasn't able to demonstrate too well how effective the solar panels are. I wish that I had a lot more sun the past couple days where I could have set the EBL out and give you guys a better insight on how long it would take the solar panels to charge up the EBL 2400. Now, I personally do not use solar panels in my travels because I'm not generally sitting in one place long enough for the solar panels to be effective, and I'm also usually someplace where I have electric anyways. So once again, I want to thank the EBL company for sending me the power station and the solar panels. I hope that I did a fairly decent job in demonstrating some practical uses and things that could be used with your product, the EBL 2400. And once again, thank you. And with that being said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I leave, I also want to mention that I will leave the link in the description of the EBL 2400 power station as well as the solar panel. and you too can make a hopefully informed decision on whether this power station would take care of your needs, your electrical needs.